big this thing's gotten, because when you Google Anthony Joshua's name or Deontay Wilder's name, the first headline you'll get in the search is Anthony Joshua does not want Deontay Wilder to enter the ring post-Parker fight. I find this very, very interesting because ever since this fight's been proposed, all of this back and forth, all of the division between Joshua and Wilder fans has gone on. It's created a lot of interest in the fight. It's created a lot of hype for the fight, in my opinion. And it seems like Joshua's really been the guy who comes off as really, really not being interested in this fight and really putting a damper on it. So Deontay Wilder's going to be there for his fight. He's going to be invited there as a member of the press. He's going to be a commentator. He's going to have a press pass around his neck. So my question is, does Anthony Joshua really have the authority to say, hey, Deontay Wilder cannot enter this ring? So let's just speak hypothetically for a minute here. What if the Sky broadcast team wants Deontay Wilder in that ring? Maybe to even interview Anthony Joshua post-fight. Can he say, hey, I don't want to talk to him? I'm sure he could say that. And he doesn't have to talk to him, obviously. But does he have the authority to just say, I don't want him in the ring? I mean, the guy's got a press pass. He's going to be ringside. He's going to be on the floor with the Sky broadcast team. That would be the equivalent of, Jim Gray being told, hey, you're not going to be able to enter the ring and interview Jamel Charlo or Danny Garcia or whoever after the fight. It just doesn't make sense. And it seems to be a little bit unprecedented, in my opinion. I've never heard a fighter say that before, not wanting to have another fighter in that ring with them. It's almost like having a restraining order. Like he's putting a restraining order on Deontay Wilder on fight night. You can't come within 10 feet of me. Yo, that's a bad look, bro. That's a bad look. I mean, heavyweight, I've said this several times. Whether or not this has any impact on the fight, how Anthony Joshua is acting now, if these two ever do fight, which I believe they will fight, why keep, putting forth this narrative that either you're like the snob, you're too good to talk to Wilder or be around Wilder or even deal with Wilder, you're so above Wilder, or you don't want to be involved in hype. I mean, when you're promoting a fight and you're doing the build up for a fight, you want hype around it. You want people talking about it. You want the drama. Obviously, you don't want the drama to affect you in terms of your preparation and your performance, but in terms of gaining interest for the fight, you want that stuff. I just don't understand the card that Anthony Joshua has been playing every time he's put forth the question, do you want to fight Deontay Wilder next? When you're going to fight Deontay Wilder? This whole dismissive attitude makes no sense to me. And you can say what you want about him fighting Fury, how big that would be in the UK. Yeah, okay, whatever. But this fight, in my opinion, would be the biggest fight for him internationally, because if they did this fight in Vegas, people want to talk about stadiums. If they did this fight in Vegas, okay, and they charged a real expensive price for these tickets, which Vegas normally does do, and along with the site fee that they're willing to pay probably, which they historically have done, they've paid high site fees. It's not going to matter if they fight in Vegas or if they fight in front of 90,000 people, because I think the revenue that can be generated in Vegas would probably be more than a fight in UK, because of how much they can charge for tickets and all the other things that come along with what a fight in Vegas entails. I mean, like I said, the site fees and all that stuff, what have you. So it doesn't matter how many people are going to be there total. It matters how much revenue is going to be generated from the gate. And Vegas can definitely generate a substantial gate, probably more than a UK gate. And then you're going to have, the Showtime money, and you're going to have the Sky money. It's going to be probably put out there to more outlets, and I'm sure Showtime will have it live streaming on their app. So I mean, a lot of people are gonna have access to this fight. I think this fight is the biggest fight in boxing right now. I think this fight is bigger than Canelo Triple G. I think this fight will definitely generate more revenue. So to dismiss this fight and be so apathetic to this fight when being asked about it, I don't understand Joshua's stance here. I don't understand what's going on. I just don't get it, man. I just really don't get it. And that's an interesting question I'm presenting and putting out there to people, and you guys give me your opinion. He's gonna have a press passing around his neck. Obviously Anthony Joshua is a participant in the promotion, but he's not the promoter. So that's going to be a promoter's decision. That's going to be an Eddie Hearn decision to say, hey, you know what? You're not allowed in the ring. And Eddie Hearn, being the salesman and the businessman that he is, I'm not so sure he's going to go along with that. And plus, he's even said, you know what? Deontay Wilder is great promoting himself. He's a great self-promoter. He's really enhanced his profile by the way he's carried himself, by the way he talks, and the things he does, and just being really, really an animated figure in the sport of boxing, a colorful figure in the sport of boxing in terms of personality. And I think he's really gaining ground. People can say what they want about Anthony Joshua being the bigger name. That's fine. But you know what? Deontay Wilder is doing a great job of self-promotion. I agree with Eddie Hearn. I think he's really, really becoming more popular. I think he's being put on more television shows, on more radio shows. He's doing the interviews. He's talking to the press any chance he gets. He's saying the right things. And Eddie Hearn has said, I have to push Anthony Joshua to do those things. So Deontay Wilder is a promoter's dream. So will Eddie Hearn step in and say, you know what? It doesn't matter, whether or not Deontay Wilder enters the ring or not. It's not a big deal. Let him go in the ring. Have a stare down. It's only good to make the fight bigger and get more people interested in it. Just like Tyson Fury got in the ring with Deontay Wilder after one of his fights. Deontay Wilder got in the ring after Luis Ortiz's fight. It just makes for good business. As long as no punches are thrown and nothing gets physical out of control, which I don't think it would. I don't think Deontay Wilder's going to go in there and stir stuff up, being in a foreign country with all the UK people there and probably all of Anthony Joshua's squad there. I don't think there's going to be problems. So at the end of the day, I'm just curious to see what really happens and if Deontay Wilder does or does not go into that ring. It's going to be really fun to see that. It's also going to be interesting to see how Eddie Hearn handles the situation. All right, guys. Till next time, Beaver's out. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.